So my problem statement started off as teens need ways to connect and feel comfortable opening up with adults. And then it changed as I learned more throughout the steps. And it changed to students need ways to feel more comfortable at schools because I learned things such as anxiety, depression, and strained family relationships getting ways of learning getting comfortable. Basically, I decided to create a Pinterest board and ask teachers on how ways they can make students, what they think they could do to make students feel comfortable in their classroom, and ask students what they want to see in their classroom to make them more comfortable. So why was this important to me? I personally struggle with any type of relationship with teachers because I couldn't relate to them and I didn't feel like they cared for me or cared about how I did. And then in turn, my grades suffered and my relationships with others suffered as well. Here are just a few of the, surveys I did to get an understanding of students and how they felt and if they could relate to me or if it was just something I personally was experiencing. So I came to the conclusion that students don't feel comfortable for many reasons, such as anxiety, depression, strained relationships, being burnt out, feeling unsafe, and then some just don't care. There's nothing you can do about the ones that don't care, but for the ones that do, I got something in store for you, in the future at least. So this is just basically what we went through, some of the steps we went through, and this is me, and I was just finding all similarities throughout the ideas and things that could probably tie into students not doing well in school or not thinking that the teacher's cared. Some of the conclusions I came to was there was no communication, there was no efforts, mental health is poor, and personal issues. There's more, but that was just some of them. And then here was a board we went through to find out, once we was a little bit further within the ideas, further in the capstone, to find out why everybody, like, what were ideas or solutions that we could use that could stand alone. So as we got further, we started creating prototypes, and it started off as this, and then eventually I got to this, and then I decided to make a Pinterest board because that's what me and my teacher decided could help students and help people all around more. So it just has little tips and tricks that you can use, to promote, healthy relationships with students. And if you click on the visit link, then it'll take you to information about that and ways you can actively improve your relationships with teachers and students. And I have a few of them. And if you want my name, here it is. Welcome. I made this a month ago. And then for our final steps, we really had to get to the nitty gritty of like the 5 E's and what our problem statement really was and why it was important. So I decided to use little characters from The Office to express myself because I'm not very expressive. So basically our 5 E's was entice, enter, engage, and exit. Well, exit and expand, I'm sorry. And what does that have to do with my capstone? Well, entice, I used social media and connections in school to see how students would feel in classes and ask them questions about what would make them comfortable versus what would make them uncomfortable. And then this is just a little sketch of how I did that, and so you can see. Then enter, I started entering and communicating with teachers about the problem, and I gave them my QR code and Pinterest board and offered them tips to improve their classrooms. Just teachers that students didn't feel comfortable with. Nothing against you guys. So my sketch, the little boy is supposed to resemble me, and that's a teacher. Then engage, so I take the tips to action and actually make the room comfortable. That's more for teachers so they can actually implement my solution if they choose to. Exit is once they close my Pinterest page and then they use the information they needed and they actually implement it, like I said, for the other stage. So this is just an example of a classroom that students really like and feel comfortable in is my teachers. And then expand, they enjoy the tips and share with others and come back for more. So currently my board actually has a few pins, which I am actually so excited for because it's going to help students and teachers in terms. So yeah. And then that's the end. Thank you. And